Hello, my name is Isaac, and I will be doing my presentation on island dwarfism. Island dwarfism, islands are their own closed environment where Mother Nature has less rule and exists as its own biological laboratory. An island has a finite amount of food, which can have an effect on evolution, which can stunt the growth of bigger animals, or over time, the species has less food and becomes smaller with its descendants, will start to become dwarfs. The island rule has benefited, including limits predators and a larger food source for the smaller animals. Grow smaller than mainland counterparts. Excuse me. The Hetag Island is a perfect example of island dwarfism. Space was limited on the dinosaurs were bound to their physical limits of the environment. Volcano environment made the small island life more difficult. The sauropods, Magiosaurus, reached a maximum length of only about 6 meters, while the mainland sauropods reached a length of 15 to 20 meters. The physical boundaries of the island affect their growth. Some may doubt the island rule exists and blame paleontologists for not doing their jobs correctly and missing fossils. Critics state that the island rule does not exist and the dwarf dinosaurs are actually juveniles, younger versions of bigger species. Sauropods in general are huge creatures, usually 17 to 20 meters. One example on Hatig Island is the Magiosaurus, which due to island rule, evolved to be much smaller. They cut thin sections of Magiosaurus and examined them under the microscope. Research found a departure of the typical sauropod growth in Magiosaurus. Scientists discovered that even the smallest variant inhabited a bone microstructure identical to that of an elder individual in the species. When faced with the physical boundaries of the island, even giant-like sauropods had to shrink to survive. This shows us that no species is exempt from the rule of evolution. There are similarities between the mammoths and the sauropods, as they were both considered land giants that were not immune to the effects of island dwarfism. That was a small effect in the pygmy mammoths found on Catalina Island. They swam from the mainland to the island and evolved to be smaller due to the lack of resources on the island. Catalina Island was also shown as a great example of small animals benefiting from island rule. The squirrels on the island thrived because they had a lot of resources and not a lot of competition. The apex predator. But life was not all simple for these dwarves, dinosaurs. Even though they lived on a tropical island, there was one apex predator for those dinosaurs to look out for. This predator was also known as Haxiacopterus. It is a uh, protosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period. This was a very large protosaur from Romania, which made this um, predecessor very unique. There is a mouth, sorry, was its mouth and beak were massive. It had a strong, blunt beak. Its entire face was around 2.5 to 3 meters, showing that its face was built for power. It could easily eat any small dinosaur on the Hatig Island, and that it desired. This evolution showed that how the perfect apex predator can be created over time to overpower its prey. There was not, sorry, there were no other apex predators on the Hatig Island, so this protosaur filled the niche, including, uh, sorry, including Quetzalcoatl, which was the largest flying protosaur on Earth. In conclusion, lack of competition created a super predator like the Hexacopterus. Every individual, whether it's a 6-ton dinosaur or a giant flying reptile is subject to the structure of environment that they are in. This proven, this is proven though that the Hatig Island in Romania and the Balsan of Germany, we are constantly adapting and reshifting to fit into our own islands that we inhabit. Uh, Unlimitedly, the island rule is proven by the remnants of that have been left behind and can even be shown today in our modern world. Island rule is not just a fun fact, but is a proven evolutionary law of nature. And that will be it for my presentation. Thank you so much.